Greetings, I'm Mark with Unlimited Story, unlimited-story.com, a channel dedicated to writing, world building, marketing, and most importantly, getting things done. And mostly Kindle Vella. Anyway, if you want to support this channel and the things that I do, check out Unlimited Story on Kindle or Kindle Vella. It's a great thing that keeps the lights going and a smile on my face. Information and links, description below. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Gargin's Genie by my boy Suedo Nim. And in case you think this is the last one that he's writing, I promise you, it is not. And here's the description. An unassuming Gargin chances upon a genie. 3 wishes with a twist come with the genie. The genie's world-weary views come with a newfound power as well. The Gargin must use 3 wishes wisely, yet his hate for humans seems to control his wishes. How does the Gargin's lust for power also drive him? Now the genie must find a way to fight his master's evil plan, though he is still bound to him. Once more, the fate of 2 worlds rests on the genie's shoulders. So does the genie's guilt. What are our tags here? Genie, 3 wishes, war, humor, greed, multiple worlds, Suedo Nim. And what do we got here? A jar with some fancy, out-of-focus lights in the background. Is that a genie? Oh, don't know. I'm assuming it is. So, let's see what happens. I have just finished reading the first 3 of the Gargin's Genie, and I took notes because I can actually get better at what I do. So, here's what my notes say. The main character is Genie. His name is Gibbon, and he seems like a nice guy. And he grants wishes. Specifically, at the beginning of the story, he is granting the wishes of King... I don't know. The first part of his name looks like ass, so Aseros. That's his name to me. Anyway, so the humans are fighting a war with the Gargins, and the Gargins, they're pretty beast-looking. They're big and mean, and they got a lot of spikes. I don't know. They look pretty wild in my mind. There's a lot of red. And so they're going head-to-head. They're bigger, and somehow the humans are winning. I believe that has a lot to do with King Butt Cheeks, or I don't know. That's what I call him. I'm sorry. That's the way the name looks. It stands out to me. So that's kind of how I think of it. Anyway, so the king is all like, winning this war has a lot to do with the genie. And the king is like, grant me this wish. I want their leader dead. His name is Krugoran. And so the genie doesn't want to do it. I don't know why. It seems really strange because I'm sure he's granted a ton of other horrible wishes to kill people, but he resists. And during that resistance, bad things happen. And essentially that's the end of episode 1. Bad thing happens because there's this massive, like, fiery death explosion type thing. And apparently it killed millions. It's like worldwide catastrophe type stuff. And then we move into episode 2. So episode number 2 happens because some other Gargin just picks up ye old genie after thousands of years and is like, oh, hey. And he starts out being very, very scared and then quickly realizes, oh, it's a genie. I can get stuff and things. And man, he is a hateful Gargin, because apparently Gargins and humans still hate each other. And we're moving right into, his name is Orc. So I just call him Orc in my mind because it's just how it feels. And he gets braver over the course of time. So he's talking to our genie buddy, who the story is coming from the genie's perspective. So it's pretty, I'm sure it's kind of manipulated and twisted to make him sound a little bit nicer or better than he really is. Anyway, so they're chatting it up, and Orc gets a little bit braver over the course of the story, essentially because he knows he's got a genie, and the genie's got to do what he wants him to do. So first thing, he's like, yo, dude, can you like change into something else? And this definitely gives me an Aladdin style vibe, because the genie's just like kind of mouthy, kind of funny, lots of shape shifting, things like that, and just really reminds me of Aladdin from the cartoons, because that's what it reminds me of. And so what else happens? He eventually, he starts out as a human. He just is really messing with this Gargin because he's a funny dude and he's just tired of the world. I'm sure he's dealt with a lot of Karens in his life. And if you're a Karen, I'm sorry. Anyway, going on. Eventually, he just, is shape-shifting and they're just kind of mouthing off to each other. There's not like a ton that's actually happening. It's more just there's a lot of character building. There's a lot of like world building. Like the Genie's like, oh yeah, you Gargins are evolved from Royans or something like that. Just there's just some explanation and getting kind of you set for what's going to be happening, because at the end of episode 3 it's just left on this high and dry note where you're just like, hey, what's that? What? And so he just kind of cuts you off right at the knees, so you don't really know what's happening after that. But essentially your setup is there is an angry Gargin, and he's going to be making some dumb moves. So if I had to make a 1-sentence summary, it's going to be like this. Gargin's got a genie, and he's going to make some dumb moves. Because Gargins really ain't that smart. Yeah, we're going to go with that. So if you like this kind of stuff, consider subscribing, or at least watching another one of my videos that YouTube recommends. If you are an author on Kindle Vella and you want your stuff read, reviewed, whatever it is that I do, hit me up on the Discord. Information, as always, is in the links below. Peace.